Hello everyone, my name is Beret, and sometimes I wear a beret. And I must ask you a question. What do you think about Gel Ball? Seriously, because I have some mixed thoughts. But for the most part, I haven't been very interested in Gel Ball blasters. And that should be reflected by the fact that I don't review any gel blasters on my channel. I like foam dart blasters, foam flinging of all types. One thing popped up that made it difficult to ignore gel blasters because Nerf did it themselves. The Nerf Gelfire line, or the Nerf Pro Gelfire Mythic. And I made a video about that blaster when it was first announced because I had some mixed feelings, as I said in the title. Nerf Gelfire got me mixed. And I rewatched that video recently to see if my opinions were unchanged, and for the most part, yeah, because a lot of what I talked about in that video was, well, Gel Ball's not the worst thing ever, but it's not really for me, and I don't understand why Nerf is going with it. I'm not sure I understand them chasing what seems to be them chasing a trend of gel blasters. But well, here we are. The blaster's out. As you can see behind me, the Nerf Gelfire Mythic is now in stores. Earlier than expected, it was supposed to be out like November 1st, and it showed up at least a month before that. But the true twist of the century is, Nerf called my bluff. For the first time ever on my channel, Nerf has sent me a product for review purposes. And it is in fact a Gelfire Mythic. It is a big deal for me. This has never happened. I do very much appreciate it. And it does sort of feel poetic. I made some claims, might as well check it out. And well, it's not that. That's actually an empty box. This is what I got. Pro Gelfire, hashtag fuel your fire box, or what does it say on the bottom? Burst into battle. Get it? Because the gel things, they burst on impact, which is not something that Nerf darts do. So yes, Nerf sent me this product, free of charge, for review purposes. Obviously then, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to receiving this free product. I do greatly appreciate it. Fun fact, I got to test a Gelfire Mythic a couple months ago at San Diego Comic-Con. Admittedly then too, it was an early release version, and they said all of those were prototypes and not the final release version. But I'm gonna say they were pretty much the same as what I've got now in this box. I've got one more other thing that we need to talk about, but let's look at the blaster first and what's all in this box. Whoosh.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Whoosh. Okay, epic fail. So let's actually look inside this thing. You got the Gelfire Mythic. You've got the little description on top, which is the same as you'd get with the regular box. But the blaster is exactly what I remember when I previously tested it. This is the Gelfire Mythic, a relatively compact gel ball blaster with a retractable stock and a removable muzzle. Now this is not an N-Strike specific stock, this actually is a little bit smaller, but the idea is about the same. The special thing on this is there's a secret compartment on the bottom. So down here we've got a pre-filled hopper with Gelfire rounds full of water that says use the drainage cap found in this box to drain excess water from the hopper before use. You should not be using this full of water when you put it into your blaster, that will not go well. There's some eye protection here, charging cable for the battery is right here as well. Little instructions as well, and then a few extra Gelfire pellets. The rechargeable lithium polymer battery included is quite small because it's meant to fit into the handle of the blaster. It will come slightly charged for storage charge, so definitely make sure you charge it before using it, but it slaps in nice and easy into the blaster, then you just hit these two tabs on the side to pull it back out. It's actually quite satisfying to put it into the blaster like such. I like the overall look of this blaster. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty compact, which means it works well for me. The stock's a good length for me when it's extended, but at the same time, if you put it in like this, I can also choke up on it and make it work really well. At the same time, it's easy to point, easy for me, works really well with my height, because I'm small. The grip on this blaster is okay. It's a little chunky in some ways because it does need to fit that battery, but overall it's not uncomfortable. Compared to a lot of other blasters Nerf has put out, this one is totally fine. And this little bit at the front where you can put your secondary hand is also, I guess, a nice inclusion. I find myself often putting my hand up here because you would also use that to turn the dial that is from off to semi-auto to full auto. There's a tiny little rival style Picatinny rail up here, which I don't really know what it's good for. I suppose you could put like a camera there, but again, you will need like a rival style Picatinny. This is not regular Picatinny rail, and the hopper goes right there. We'll get to that. And then there's a longer section of it down here, which I just don't know exactly what you're gonna put there. It feels nice and solid. This is the Nerf quality that we wanna see on all blasters. They did a good job with this design. I wish, like others, it kinda just ended like this. Unfortunately, we do have to throw one little thing extra on top of it though. Now I've got the hopper, which I'm obviously holding upside down. It has the Nerf Pro Gelfire logo on only one side. It is a sticker. This thing is squishy plastic, and it is meant to be like that so that you can drain excess water out when you're squeezing this thing. Definitely make sure you get excess water out of this hopper before putting it into the blaster. So to insert it, you will rotate to one side, twist into place, and it should be locked in. The amount of rotation needed for that to become unlocked is like, what is that, 45 degrees? This is where my limited knowledge of other Gelfire, gel ball, I'm always saying Gelfire now, gel ball products comes in as a major disadvantage, but I don't know, I feel like there's an awfully high chance of this becoming dislodged if I played a little too hard with it. And now ultimately, we've got the full look of the Gelfire Mythic, making it a little bit impossible to aim down sights unless I do that. Hi. To operate the blaster, make sure the safety is off in the forward position. I'm going to extend the stock, and now on the back you get your 3 firing modes, or I should say 2 firing modes. One of them is currently off. If you turn it into single, it will start to blink, it's in single fire, and if you rotate it all the way to the right, it will show just 1 always on light. That means it's in full auto. Because I like you, I'm gonna fire it a few times inside. I'm gonna regret it immediately. I'm also putting on the eye protection that they included, which I think is definitely the right idea, because these things are probably going to bounce back and I'm going to regret it immediately. Oh man, that sound was awful. The sound of the blaster firing is interesting. Admittedly, when I've heard it on other people's videos, it's a little bit louder, and when hearing it at Comic-Con, maybe it was just the confined space, it was just very noticeable too. It's not as bad in person, I suppose, but I do imagine that firing this for an extended period of time, that sound is either going to grate on you or you're just going to be completely numb to it. The sound that I just heard was Gelfire rounds bouncing off my wall into a million pieces. Craziest thing was to see just a pit of this at Comic-Con where everyone had fired. Oh man, it's like the unwanted snowstorm of Gelfire pellets, the remains of them. If you shoot the Gelfire rounds onto a softer surface, there's a good chance they won't break, and then you could possibly put them back into the hopper, which again, to take off, you'll probably want to flip it over, then rotate, and now you've got access. They are orange, they're Nerf orange, which, you know, good color choice, I suppose. The performance on this blaster is not too crazy high. Compared to other Nerf blasters, yes, it does fire a little bit harder, like in the 130s to 150s is what I typically see. Definitely some shots under that, and that can be due to the, you know, the ununiform size of the gel balls. You will need 3 to 4 hours to enlarge these, which I'm assuming is typical for other gel ball blasters. Definitely use clean water, don't like dump them in a pool or something. You'll not get those back. When I first heard that this blaster was coming out and kind of the discussion about gel ball in general, I was like, I don't know if Nerf should be doing that, because I don't think Nerf should be getting into something that sounds potentially dangerous. And again, I'm not super well educated on all things gel ball. I just know that there are some out there that hit pretty dang hard and people are using them as if they don't, right? Like some people will run around with like really low powered Nerf blasters and be like, oh, that's fine. And then they don't realize like what a high powered Nerf blaster can do and why people are always recommending eyewear, eye protection for games and just any general play. And when I heard about gel blasters, I was like, oh shoot, like definitely make sure you're being safe around those. Ironically, the fact that this doesn't hit very hard makes me feel that it almost does line up more as a Nerf blaster. It does seem to have some problems. If you continuously fire it, you will have to give it a few shakes to get through this entire hopper on full auto. I've seen that as, you know, something with other blasters as well, other gel blasters on the market, but others have also rectified this over time with like magazines. While this blaster isn't claiming to do anything super crazy in the gel ball world, for Nerf's first gel ball blaster, the Nerf Gelfire Mythic, I guess I don't hate it, but I'm also not overly impressed. And I really become a lot less impressed when I compare it to other gel blasters on the market. But I don't know if that's a fair thing for me to do when I don't know all about them. The quality of the overall shell is there, but for $80, this is definitely a pricey entry point for gel ball blasting, even in my quick research. If they are continuing down the Gelfire route, I'm assuming they're going to improve upon this design. The rechargeable battery is definitely a great addition. I like the overall design language. It'd be great if they could do something a little bit different than this massive hopper on the top. But for what it is, I'm not completely disappointed in this product. My main problem is that I just don't have anywhere to play with this thing. Not the same way that I'd play with my other Nerf blasters, but I suppose that's more of a personal problem. But okay, you guys already knew that the Gelfire Mythic was the greatest blaster of all time. I didn't need to make a full video for that. What else is coming out about this blaster? Well, in my last video, I actually talked about something that was teased on our favorite app, TikTok. My favorite app. No, TikTok is a place for wonderful things, and apparently TikTok is the place for Nerf competitions. You didn't know that? Well, now you do. And one thing that was teased last time we looked at TikTok was something from an NBA star who actually shared a video of a Gelfire Mythic and something that was soon to come, and Nerf actually shared a little bit more about that too. Are you ready for the Gelfire challenge?
$30,000.
Money.
30 posts. 30 days. The Nerf Gelfire challenge. The rules are as follows. Full terms and conditions linked in bio. Get fired up. This challenge begins October 15th. Do you have what it takes to win?
I could win $30,000 for playing with the Gelfire Mythic? Okay, sign me up. What do I need to do? Wait a minute, 30 days? 30 TikToks? Yeah, so there's a lot to go over right there. I think the first place that we should probably look is the rules and conditions that were just laid out, because it sounds like there's a bit more to this than I should probably look into. Zoop! Here they are. It's not too long. If you keep scrolling, eventually you'll get to something completely different. Hasbro PulseCon 2021 giveaway. We don't care about that. So, let's start way up here. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Huzzah! Who is eligible? The contest is open only to legal residents of the 50 United States and District of Columbia, excluding, 3 states. Rhode Island, Florida, and New York, who are age 18 years of old at the time of entry in the U.S. state in which they reside. Okie dokie, so I still qualify for this. Not sure what that exclusion's all about. How to enter? Well, you gotta make a TikTok account if you haven't already. During the contest period, you create a post video of yourself engaging with the Nerf Gelfire and include the hashtags contest entry and Nerf Gelfire challenge. You gotta make sure you do this for each entry. Hashtag must be clear and conspicuous. You gotta post it to your personal TikTok channel, original work taken by the entrant. And a nice little table here of the do's and don'ts. Do protect your and others' privacy. Be original, as stated above. Be careful, and of course, be creative, Brett. Don't show any brands or logos, famous landmarks, buildings, books, works of art, etc. It really is Nerf or nothing. Don't be rude, engage in violence, or use profanity. Don't misrepresent any Hasbro product showing it being used in an unsafe way or unsafe location. Like to really spell it out. Don't aim the Nerf Pro Gelfire at or target bystanders, animals, moving vehicles, or others' property. Judged by a few people. 32% product demonstration. How well did the entry demonstrate how to use the Nerf Gelfire? Okie dokie. 32% creativity, the creative quality and detail of the entry, and then 32% storyline. How well did the entry communicate a story setting integrating the Nerf Gelfire? Alright, I gotta write a story now. And then the last one, the little last 3%, number of likes and shares. How many likes did your entry receive on TikTok, and how many times was it shared on TikTok? So this is just to say, if you make good stuff, we're not going to hold against you that your channel might not be the biggest. The winner will be 4 winners, okie dokie, and as such, each week they will determine a weekly winner, and that person will win $2,000. But of course, as advertised, the grand prize, $30,000. Winner notifications, yeah, tell me how I won. more important, I guess, for this case, disqualification. If you enter the contest through any means other than describing the official rules, you attempt to disrupt the contest or circumvent the terms and conditions, submit an entry which is disruptive to the spirit of the contest or which otherwise promotes behavior or content that is disruptive, harmful, or tarnishes Hasbro or any third party or person. Be nice to Nerf. Be nice to Hasbro. Submit entries from multiple TikTok accounts. Don't do that again. Or submits an entry after the expiration of the contest period. Again, if you miss a day, I think that means you're out. You're out for the week, you're out for the whole thing. And then there's a few more details down here, but those are the big details that people should know if they want to enter. You should definitely read through this if you are considering entering this contest and you're actually looking to put in the work to make 30 TikToks for this competition. Zoop. Holy smokes. This is a lot. I know there are people who post like daily YouTube videos or who post multiple TikToks a day. 30 days straight. 30 videos about the Gelfire mythic. I'm a creative guy. I'm comfortable saying that, right? I come up with a lot of ideas. But 95% of the ideas of what I have to do with this thing, I can't make a video about because I think I'd get disqualified. I want to have some good, goofy fun. But it sounds like I've got to meet some pretty specific criteria in order to stay safe in this competition. Because if I make a mistake for at least one of those entries, there's a chance that I might risk the whole thing. And actually, just going back really quickly to the post, there was one additional little clarification on the actual TikTok. Must own the Nerf Gelfire blaster used as part of your entry as of the start of the promotion to be eligible. So going into this video, I will admit I was a bit ahead of the game. I had 3 TikToks ready to go because I had some footage from Comic-Con and some other short style material that I was like, yes, I know what to do and I'll make interesting TikToks. Well, after reading that description, I don't think they qualify because it wasn't using my Gelfire mythic. It was using a sample at Comic-Con. And my dog really is getting upset. And given the stakes of this whole thing, I don't want to risk it. So I guess I have 0. Cool. When does the competition start? Oh good, less than a week. And I'm not going to share a bunch of those shorts or TikToks on YouTube as shorts. Though admittedly, one of those TikToks will probably translate fine, so screw it, you're getting one of my recycled ones instead. I will not bore you or overwhelm you with all the things that I attempt to post on TikTok. I tried to be the Nerf CTO, which failed spectacularly. I tried for the Nerf Hyper Tournament, which also didn't go too well. But thinking back to like the Hyper Tournament, there were like articles about this thing, 8 people who were able to win or get on teams and then compete for the grand prize. And you didn't need a Hyper Blaster to then qualify, but the people who did qualify got Hyper Blasters and then were able to compete. The only promotion for this seems to be on TikTok. And that TikTok in particular doesn't have that many views. So I really don't know how many people know about this one. I haven't seen any articles about it. And admittedly, the more you think about the tournament itself, or the competition, whatever you want to call it, how many people are going to enter this? I can tell you less than 5 that I know are definitely going to be doing that. One of them being me. And I'd also typically want a little bit more time before thinking about making that many videos. The Hyper Tournament, I feel like had a greater window of time that you could submit something and you only needed to do 1. Do I hope to take at least 1 week away from this as a victor? I sure as heck hope so. Because at the end of the day, Nerf has given me the tools to compete in this thing. They're looking out for me. They want me to compete. They want me to make them some interesting content. Oh yeah, that's the point of it, isn't it? Maybe in a month or so, I will return to you guys $30,000 richer. So root for me. Follow me on TikTok if you'd like to see this interesting experience. Follow the hashtag or check in on the hashtag to see what other people are doing. Maybe some people who I'm completely not expecting and don't know at all will come in and absolutely take this competition from all of us Nerf enthusiasts. And if you guys have any thoughts or recommendations, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below because I'm so behind on this. And I should probably be doing those right now, making TikToks instead of making this video. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you again to Nerf for sending me this blaster and very clearly challenging me to the Nerf Gelfire challenge on TikTok. This is gonna be so hard.